everyone, and welcome back to another Artifact Corner. Today we will be looking at a donation box from the Victorian period. This box was designated for the local orphanage named the Home for the Friendless Children. This orphanage began in April of 1874 and was started by a group of women in Plattsburgh. They founded it with the initial hope of it being a home for women and girls who needed support. By 1888, they were no longer accepting adults and had begun taking in boys as well. In March of 1888, they gave their annual report in the Plattsburgh Sentinel and stated the following: "The children in the home range from 2 to 16 years, left destitute principally through intemperance and poverty. The year opened with 50 inmates. Today we have 47. 10 have been received while 13 have left for other homes." We know that both Franny and Frank helped at the orphanage. Let's learn a bit more about the history of orphanages. An orphanage is a residential institution, total institution, or group home devoted to the care of orphans and children who, for various reasons, cannot be cared for by their biological families. The Romans formed their first orphanages around 400 AD. Jewish law prescribed care for the widow and the orphan, and Athenian law supported all orphans of those killed in military service until the age of 18. The care of orphans was referred to bishops and, during the Middle Ages, to monasteries. As soon as they were old enough, children were often given as apprentices to households to ensure their support and to learn an occupation. The Elizabethan poor laws were enacted at the time of the Reformation and placed public responsibility on individual parishes to care for the indigent poor. In colonial and early America, orphanages that housed dependent children were rare, but became increasingly popular between the 1830s and 1860s, following challenges associated with immigration, urban poverty, and public health crises like the cholera epidemic. The earliest orphanages were private religious-affiliated institutions that formed as a reaction to the harsh living conditions experienced by children in public poorhouses. After the Civil War, state and local governments became even more involved in regulating and founding orphanages across the country. The primary drivers of this increased involvement was the need to provide for war orphans, the growing opposition to placing children in poorhouses, and the development of new child abuse laws and enforcement machinery. By 1910, more than 1,000 orphanages housed 2/3 of children outside of their homes, which translates to roughly 3% of the national children's population based on figures from a 1910 census of minors. Deinstitutionalization of orphanages and children's homes programs in the United States began in the 1950s, after a series of scandals involving the coercion of birth parents and abuse of orphans. Today, most children are placed in foster care until they can find a more permanent living situation. Our donation box is in very good condition. It is an important part of Plattsburgh's history and a reminder of how difficult life could be for young people in Clinton County. Thank you so much for stopping by.